what the contestants have been up to for the past week or so, and we asked tonight's Eurovision presenter, Mary Kennedy, what she'll do if things go wrong. But in the first of our Eurovision reports tonight, CONNOLLY has been looking at the technical requirements of broadcasting live a song contest to 300 million viewers.
For 3 hours tonight, the Point Theatre will be Europe's television studio, a showcase not only for Dublin, but for the country as a whole. 31 television stations will beam colourful images of various parts of Ireland into the homes of viewers from as far apart as Iceland and Slovenia. In addition, 5 radio stations will describe us, the host country, to their listeners, praising, we hope, our traditional hospitality. Inside the Point, 10 cameras will send pictures to 300 million viewers. 120 sound sources have to be handled, everything from the singers themselves to the RTE concert orchestra. Pictures and sound are mixed on site and sent to RTE in Donnybrook by microwave links and fibre optic cable for distribution to the rest of Europe via satellite. Every back projection sequence by the 20 video sources, every lamp and laser light beam, every camera move, and the set itself has been computer designed in RTE by a team set up last August. And for the winner of this year's song contest, an Irish designed and executed trophy, as well as instant international fame.
Well, it's based on an architectural form and a play, architectural as in the glass form, and then a play of an organic form, a silver hand-forged silver form. The glass has been actually, it's a cast form. It was cast by glass artist Jim Griffiths, and the silver is hand-raised by myself.
This is the 6th time Ireland has hosted the Eurovision Song Contest. The budget for the show is £2.3 million, partly offset by contributions from the European Broadcasting Union and from sponsors. This will be the 3rd successive year we've played host. Could we possibly be looking at a 4th year? Right now, no one here wants to dream about that.
The Eurovision may at times pose a major technical headache for those behind the cameras, but those who'll end up in front of the cameras tonight have themselves been suffering headaches all week, but for a completely different reason.
We're parties, it's hard, I mean, it really is hard work, believe you me.
This year is the first time the competitors and delegates crossed the border to the Navan Fort in Armagh, a trip designed to reflect the culture and traditions of the entire island of Ireland. All week, the artists and delegates have been full of praise for Eurovision week here, and although they probably wouldn't say a bad word anyway, they do appear to be genuine.
It's beautiful. The people are nice, and they're guesting us very nice. And we are enjoying ourselves.
I like Ireland. I like the people most. The people are very warm. The hospitality is very, very nice.
Really?
Yes.
You tell the truth.
Yes. I'm not kidding. This is the truth. It's from the heart.
In the morning, when the sun shines down on your body,
the English entry, although one of the favourites, is a move away from traditional Eurovision fare. The brash young rap singers say they're determined to modernise the contest, but with names like Beans and Reason, we thought it best to speak to Paul.
I think people are ready for this. I think they're waiting for something a bit more refreshing. Having said that, if we don't win, it would be nice if another country sort of wins with a very modern sort of track as well.
But the Irish delegation are not worried. After putting the controversy over the composition of the song behind them, they say they're totally focused on tonight's contest.
It's a very interesting 3 days. Bizarre might be the right adjective.
Were you worried at any stage?
No, I wasn't worried. I was kind of curious to know why it was going on. Really, it's a strange thing to say, maybe, but I never worried at all. Just I was asking questions as to why this happened as much as I was being asked.
You know, I'll be excited, obviously. I'll have adrenaline, a lot of adrenaline pumping. And give me a drink of that one. And yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great.
But you don't think you'll be nervous at all?
I don't think so. I'm not, as I say, I'm not a nervous type of person, but.
And the artists and delegates have been left with a reminder of the lasting impression that last year's Eurovision in Dublin has made, and how the contest can influence and inspire.
For the past 3 years, the drive to Montrose in Donnybrook has begun the business day for Mary Kennedy. Ahead, imparting the day's news on television. Some weeks ago, all this changed. The call came from the Eurovision office. Would she present the show? No problem. Mary's 4 young children and their friends also took the news in their stride.
They didn't hear for the first week because it had to be kept top secret, as you know. And then when the news started to filter out, they were great take in the schoolyard. You know, everybody was delighted with them. In fact, last week, a friend of my 8-year-old son's was told, Tom came in, he said to him, my mum's doing the Eurovision, and he said, is she? What song is she singing? So, I mean, it's all different dimensions, but really, it's, you know, it's good fun.
Her audience in the past few years has been about 1 million Irish viewers. Now, in the point, she'll be facing 3,000 people, but there'll be another 300 million throughout Europe watching. What happens if something goes wrong?
I'm not really worried. I feel, Colm, that if you go out there and things go wrong, the important thing is to say, I'm sorry, we're having a problem, we'll sort it out and then we'll come back. I really feel that it only looks awful when you try to cover up that there is a difficulty.
You're on your own this year on the stage. You don't have a co-presenter, so how much of a burden do you feel that is?
I don't feel that that's a burden, really, at all. I have great admiration for Cynthia and Jerry, who did it last year, and also for Pat Kenny and Michelle Rocco, who did it together in 1988. Because actually, I think that it's probably more difficult to do it with somebody else. It's an extra dimension. It's something else that you've got to consider. You're wondering, maybe, is the co-presenter going to come in on cue, or are you going to miss your cue? The thing about me is that when I'm up there, I am on my own, and when I'm looking at the camera, I'm talking. It's actually easier to speak when you're looking at a camera than to not speak, than to kind of look pleasant and, you know, nod. It's easier to talk and let it go.
Is there life after Eurovision? And if so, what kind for Mary Kennedy?
Mary Kennedy will be spending a lot of time sleeping after Eurovision. I reckon that, you know, a little bit of rest and relaxation is good, because it's quite a grueling schedule. You know, it's constant. There's a lot of work involved. But from the point of view of other things, I'm really not looking beyond the 13th of May. You see, I don't want Eurovision to go too quickly. I want to savour each part of it and not kind of look too much to the future.
There was a relaxed atmosphere in the Point Depot this afternoon because most of the hard work has already been done at this stage. Only the final touches are now being put to a show which those who saw the final dress rehearsal this afternoon say promises once again to prove spectacular.
The sets are terrific, aren't they?
The sets are wonderful.
And
really wonderful. I think the sets are terrific.
Yes.
The lighting.
Over 2,000 journalists and camera crews from 30 countries are here to record the event. Delegates and artists have now retired back to their hotels to rest before tonight's contest.
Sweden will think we'll win it, yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because they're very good singer. It's a very good catchy tune. Same as Spain. I think Spain will do well also, you know.
This year's contest has been one of the hardest to predict. The favourite to win has rotated among 5 countries all week.
People think it's very open. We've had a lot of money for Sweden, a lot of money for Slovenia, but Ireland have been very well back today.
3,000 people will attend tonight's performance, but for every one of them, there'll be at least another 100,000 who'll watch the telecast worldwide.
The Point Depot has now been cleared for a final security sweep before the 40th annual Eurovision Song Contest begins in less than 2 hours' time.
Well, we're now going to the Point Theatre, where our arts and media correspondent Colm Connolly has been joined by tonight's Eurovision presenter Mary Kennedy and the show's producer John McHugh. Colm, what's the atmosphere like now?
Well, it's people are guardedly tense. That's the best way I can describe it. I'm probably here actually in probably the safest seats in Ireland. The Gardaí and tracker dogs have been in here for the umpteenth time since rehearsals began, so the Point is safe. As you said a little earlier, just over an hour's time, there'll be 3,000 people filling these seats, including in the audience will be President Robinson and of course the Taoiseach Mr Bruton. But the eyes of Europe will be on one woman, and that's our own Mary Kennedy. Mary, how are you feeling?
Well, I won't be sitting in one of these seats, that's for sure. I'm feeling okay, in control, butterflies, but I think at this stage really, like everybody else, just waiting to get up there and get on with it.
Now, I know you can't reveal the secrets, but give us at least a hint of what you'll be wearing tonight.
2 dresses, both long, both lovely, both designed by Richard Lewis. and really nice. You like them when you see them, Colm.
John McHugh, what about the look of this year's Eurovision? Will it be different from last year?
Yeah, we're going to take people on a different spin this time round. It was very hard to follow the success of Mill Street and the success of The Point last year. I think we can do it. I think it's going to be a different show.
The interval act, of course, Riverdance last year. What's for us this year?
Well, at one stage we weren't going to allow anybody walk on the set. We're going to have a system of levers and pulleys in case they might be tempted to skip, but we got over that. We've got a vocal piece by Micheál Súilleabháin, which has the talents of a number of people. I think it's very special, I think it's very entertaining, and I think people would be proud of it. We are.
What's the most harrowing part of all this now for you, Mary?
It hasn't been harrowing, Colm. It's been great fun.
Tell the truth.
What was that? Maybe no, it's not harrowing. It's been great fun. It really has. Not only everybody that's been here in The Point for the week has had a great time. We've worked hard. We've put a lot of preparation into it, and really it has all come together. And I think everybody is going to enjoy what they see in an hour and a half.
Sure we will. Thank you both very much. Back now to the studio.